Introducing the all-new Corolla.
We are asking for a prayer of relief. Come back to the table and negotiate. That's what we want. We want to get going with this. No more changes in the contract until the contract's been negotiated.
The Gft filed the unfair labor complaint against the Guam Department of Education nearly 3 years after DOE suspended negotiations with the Gft. Negotiations were suspended over questions of whether the union has sufficient members to represent the island's public school teachers. Although Guam DOE has said they would continue to abide by the spirit of the expired contract, Union President Tim Fedenko says DOE has violated that expired contract now by changing working conditions.
That you filed on Friday.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to take the stance and file an unfair labor practice. It's been 3 years since the negotiation of the contract. They're not negotiating. We've gone to the school board. We've had teachers go there and ask them to get back to the table, and they're still refusing. And they're changing the working conditions on teachers, and that has to be negotiated.
Specifically, Fedenko points to DOE's decision to exclude union representatives from the calendar committee, changes to the bonus program, and some schools making teachers work during their preparatory period, and other alleged violations of the expired contract.
We worked together and had an evaluation program, but then they tagged on another evaluation program to eliminate merit bonus pay, and we weren't at the table for that. There are teachers who are making teachers work during their preparatory period, which is supposed to be duty-free so they can work for the children and prepare for their classes. There are principals violating that also. So it's certain schools that are violating it, and their teachers are scared to retaliate, so we have to do what we had to do. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to come to the table and negotiate, but nothing happened.
Education Board Chairman Dr. Jose Cruz told PNC News today that it is the union's right to file such a complaint, but DOE cannot enter into negotiations with the union unless the GFT can prove that they represent 50% plus one of the teachers. The union's unfair labor complaint calls that demand for proof bogus and a violation of the Public Employee Management Relations Act of Guam. Fedenko acknowledges that GFT members include just 38% of the total, about 970 employees. But he says DOE has ignored the 48-year history of the union's successful representation of Guam teachers. And this complaint, he said, will be the first of a number of similar complaints to be filed on behalf of the various bargaining units represented by the union, and they're backed by the national organization, the American Federation of Teachers.
In November, the national regional director, Gerard Fries, came out along with Rick Kaplinski and the Attorney General for the AFT, the top legal guy. And he looked into what we have been going on, what's going on with all our branches, not even just GFT teachers. We have a port contract, and they looked into that and how that's not being implemented. We have a support staff contract that's finished, and that's not being implemented. So this is the way we're going to have to go through it. We'll be issuing more ULPs.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.